Hello, welcome back to Mind Body Strength Online Fitness. I'm Joe, and I'm going to continue leading you in a yoga practice that recognizes your body structure and allows you to do yoga in a way that is safe and effective for you and your body. So let's begin. Come to a comfortable seated position, preferably sitting on the edge of a firm folded blanket. And then sit a little bit forward of your sitting bones. This will help you maintain the natural curves of your spine and also make the flow of your breath much, much easier. So go ahead, relax your shoulders, soften your face, relax your jaw, and bring awareness to your breath. And as you inhale, be aware of your side ribs expanding with the breath and then contracting with your exhalation. Inhale again, and now feel the back ribs expanding and then relaxing as you exhale. A couple more breaths on your own, just bringing mind as well as body to yoga. And for our pranayama practice today, you remember pranayama. Prana means breath or energy or life force. It can be translated into any of those terms. So we're going to practice pranayama today with a technique called sama vritti breath. That's a Sanskrit word. And sama means same. Vritti actually means annoyance or disturbance, but this breath gets rid of those annoyances and disturbances. The sama part, though, the same, means that we want to keep the inhalation and the exhalation about the same length. Now, that doesn't mean you have to time them. It doesn't have to be perfect, but try to make them about the same length. So, sama vritti breath begins with a long, slow, deep inhalation, followed by a long, slow, soft exhalation. And then a normal breath in and a normal breath out. And as you do that long, slow, deep inhalation, do be aware of the ribs, side and back ribs expanding and then contracting on your exhalation. So let's begin. I'll walk you through the first few breaths and then let you do a few on your own. So begin. Long, slow, deep breath in. Long, slow, soft breath out. Long, slow, deep inhalation. Feel the ribs expanding. The chest will lift. Long, slow, soft exhalation. And again. Long, slow, deep inhalation. Ribs, chest expand. Long, slow, soft exhalation. Normal breath in, normal breath out. One more time together. Long, slow, deep inhalation. Feel the ribs expand. Long, slow, soft exhalation. Normal breath in and a normal breath out. Now do a couple more on your own at your pace and your rhythm. And now let your own normal breath return, and we'll go ahead and get ready to do some warm-ups. So we'll start with a few elbow circles. I'm going to put my wrist braces on here, my thumb braces, because we're going to do some poses that require weight bearing, and this is my prop for arthritis in the thumbs and wrists. So let's begin by bringing the fingertips to the shoulders and doing a few elbow circles. Warming up the joints of the shoulders and the arms, the elbows, and then other direction. And then let's do back of the neck stretch. So go ahead, sit tall, chin level. Take a breath in. And then exhale and slowly drop your chin far enough so that you can see your mat, but don't force it down. And then take your hands, interlace the fingers, place the hands on the back of the head, let the elbows drop, and then let gravity and the weight of your arms gently pull your head down without force, without straining. Take a couple breaths. And then slowly release your hands from the back of your head. Bring them back to rest comfortably on your thighs, lifting your head back up. And you may notice some release in the tension in the back of the neck. And let's do now ear to shoulder to stretch the sides of the neck and begin to stretch the shoulders. So we'll start on the left side. I'll be mirroring you, so take a breath. And then exhale, slowly drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Both shoulders relaxed away from the ear. Hold here and let the opposite side of the neck stretch. And now very gently and carefully begin to lower your chin towards your chest, noticing perhaps a more intense stretch in the other side of the neck. So don't go into pain, just a good stretch. Hold for a couple breaths. And now inhale, slowly lift your chin back up. Turn your head back to center, and we'll do the ear to shoulder on the other side. So begin with a deep breath. And on the exhalation, slowly bring the right ear to the right shoulder, letting the left side of the neck stretch. And stay here and breathe. And then on your next exhalation, slowly lower your chin down towards your chest. And notice now where you're feeling the stretch. And now slowly inhale and bring the head back. Turn the head back to center. And take a nice deep breath in and out. Let's do a few shoulder rolls just to make sure the shoulders are warmed up. And then we'll begin warming up the rest of the body by coming down, lying on our mat, on our forearms. And we'll just do a little bicycling. So go ahead and extend one foot in front and then the other, just like you're riding a bicycle. Nice and easy. And perhaps you want to ride uphill. And back down. And then maybe a little reverse bicycling. You might find this a little more challenging. And then bring your feet to the floor. Roll to one side. And then come into table pose on your hands and knees. So your hands are under your shoulders. Your knees are under your hips. You may want to separate them about hip width apart, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then make sure that you're pressing down on the base of the forefinger and the thumb. This helps to protect the wrist. And we're going to do a few calf stretches now for the spine. So begin with an inhalation. Spine is neutral. Exhale, drop your head. And then inhale again. And on the exhalation, pull your belly button in toward the back of your spine. Allow your tailbone to tuck, your upper back to round, coming into an angry cat shape. And then inhale, relax the belly. Sitting bones lift, chest comes forward. You can lift your chin slightly, coming into extension and arch pose. And then on the exhalation, again, we round. So begin with pulling in the belly, then bringing the pelvis forward as you tuck the tail. Hands press into the mat, upper back rounds. And then inhale, relax the belly. Bring the sitting bones up and come back into a neutral position and pause for a breath. So we're going to be, as I said, doing some weight-bearing exercises. So basically, the body is going to be resisting gravity. And we'll do a warm-up first to strengthen the abdominal muscles, which are your stabilizer muscles. They keep you from falling to the floor when you're doing a pose like plank or this warm-up pose. So make sure your hand and wrist are exactly under the shoulder socket. And then inhale and go ahead and raise the opposite arm up. Lift it a little above the shoulder. And then bring your body forward a little. And you should feel your abdominal muscles kick in, helping to stabilize you against gravity. And then lower that arm. Make sure it's directly under the shoulder blade as we do the other side. So inhale, second arm up, lift it slightly above the shoulder, and then bring the arm forward and feel your abdominal muscles kick in again. Hold for a breath or two, and then release. And what we're going to do next is come up and do a lunge pose. We've done this one before if you tuned into the previous classes. So we're going to do this, and then we're going into plank, which is one of the things we did that warm-up for. So let's go ahead and bring the front one foot forward into a lunge, and then go ahead and bend the knee, straighten, bend again, straighten, bend once more time, stay. And if you have your balance, just lift the arms up, coming into Banarasana, the monkey pose. Should feel a stretch in the front of the back thigh. And then go ahead, bring your hands back down. And come back into table pose, and we'll do the second leg. So go ahead, come up. Extend this leg back, the second leg. And then bend the knee, straighten, bend it again. We're warming up the knee joint now. Straighten, stay, and go ahead, inhale, reach up, again into monkey pose. So this pose is part of the sun salutation that we'll be doing a little later. Go ahead, come back into table pose, and now take the first foot and stretch it back, turn the toes under. The second leg comes back, and now you are in plank pose. So this is not down dog. Sometimes people get them confused. Down dog, you lift your sitting bones into an inverted V. Plank, you're more like a board. If this is difficult, you can lower your knees and do this pose on your knees. So that's plank. So let's go ahead, bring the hands forward to come up into down dog. Sitting bones are back and up. Spine maintains its natural curve, so you're not rounded, you're not arched, just nice and straight. Stay here for a few breaths. And affirm, calmness radiates through every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates through every fiber of my being. And take a breath. If you can, try to bring your heels a little closer to the floor. And then inhale, look forward, and walk your feet forward between your hands. You're in a forward bend, and slide your hands up your legs. Press on your thighs above the knees, and come back to mountain pose. And pause and breathe. All right. Now we're going to do a pose that I think is kind of fun. It's called chair pose, or some people prefer to call it powerful pose. So if you prefer to do a powerful pose rather than a chair pose, feel free to call it that. So we're going to stand in mountain pose to begin. You remember in mountain pose, your feet are a comfortable distance apart. For most people, hip width is about the right distance, but adjust them so you feel both stable but able to feel energy flowing up to the sky like a mountain, firmly grounded to the earth but reaching toward the sky. And then make sure that your feet are parallel, and actually you want the outer edges of the feet more parallel to the sides of the mat than the inner edges. And for some of you that might feel a little funny, like your toes are turned in, but this actually is congruent with most people's anatomy. So it takes a little getting used to, but give it a try. You can always go back to a different way of standing if that works better for you. So we're going to lengthen the spine and try not to tuck your tailbone under, because if you do, that's going to interfere with your natural curves, and it will also interfere with your breathing. So we can test that. You don't have to take my word for it. Go ahead, tuck your tail under, and take a deep breath. All right, and now untuck the tail, push your thighs back a little bit, and take a deep breath now. See how much more easily the breath flows when you're in your natural curves and not tucking the tail. So from this pose, we're going to go into chair pose or powerful pose. So go ahead, inhale and bring your arms forward, and then exhale, bend the knees. Don't let them roll inward. Feet is more on the heels than on the front of the foot, which is a good thing. Your heels are designed for carrying more weight. Heel bone is the biggest bone in the foot, so it's designed for weight carrying. So we hold here. You want to feel the thighs working a little bit, but don't go beyond your comfort level. Stay here breathing. And affirm, my body is no burden. It is light as air. My body is no burden. It is light as air. And then inhale, stretch tall, and exhale. Bring your hands back to your side. Come back to mountain pose. And breathe. Just focus on your breath. Notice how you're feeling right now, this minute. Okay, let's do a forward bend next. So we've done this before in the previous classes. Again, helps to turn your toes in a little bit, maybe a little bit more even than in mountain pose, to line up the hip sockets with the top of the thighs, the neck of the femur. So let's begin with the breath in, and then exhale, and keeping your spine long, begin to round down, bringing your pelvis over the body, over the thighs. And you might want to use a block to come down, so you can rest your fingers on a block. Let me step back a little. You see, I have mine on the medium level. You can use them on the high level or the low level if you like. So pause here, take a few breaths, and then if your back is healthy, go ahead and relax back into the pose a little further. If you're experiencing any discomfort in the lower back, please come up Otherwise, stay here and breathe. And the affirmation is nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. And then to come up, bring your hands up your thighs and slowly press yourself back up to mountain pose. And pause here and breathe. All right, so now let's take a moment to move into a side bending pose. So I'm going to put my block, so it will be by my front foot. And we're going to step the feet apart, about one leg length if that works for you. And then you're going to turn the front foot out and externally rotate this front thigh. Or you can just turn the foot out a little more and that will automatically rotate the front thigh. And then we're going to inhale, raise the arms, and exhale, reach the front arm forward, come down. You can rest your fingers on the block. If you don't have a block, you can rest them on your shin or ankle. Gaze up if it's comfortable for you, or you can look straight ahead and affirm energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. And then inhale, reach your top arm up. Come back to vertical. And we'll do the other side. So, moving the block again. Front foot turned out. Back foot in, both feet pressing firmly. Inhale, raise the arms, reach through the fingers. Exhale, stretch the front arm forward. Let the fingers rest on the block. Other arm reaching toward the ceiling. And again, you can look forward, or if it doesn't bother your neck, you can look straight up, breathing. And again, energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. Energy and joy flood my body cells. Joy descends to me. And then inhale, reach up, lower your arms, turn your feet forward, and take a few breaths. And now we're going to do a pose that combines a back bend with a forward bend. This is called pyramid pose. So we begin by bringing the arms around behind us and clasping the elbows. If you're able, you can also fold your palms behind your back into reverse namaste. Now, since I have arthritis in my wrists, I can't quite do that anymore, but it works just fine to hold on to the elbows. So you're going to begin in mountain pose, arms around, hold on to the elbows, or if you like, if you're able, put your hands in reverse namaste. And then shift your weight, step the other foot back. Make sure that that foot is on solid ground, pressing into the floor, and then bring your hips forward and turn that front foot so it's just facing straight ahead. And then inhale and lift the chest. Bring the shoulders back a little. You can gaze upward. We're going into a gentle back bend now, so it's fine for your sitting bones to lift. The curve in your lower spine and your neck kind of like to move together, especially in a back bend. So hold here for a few breaths. And then in a moment, we're going to bend forward, but we'll do it with a long spine. So inhale the breath. And then on the exhalation, very slowly begin coming forward, bending at the hip joint, not at the waist, keeping the spine long. And come down maybe about halfway or whatever distance is right for you. You should begin feeling a stretch in the upper thigh of the front leg. So stay here, breathe into it, keep those feet pressing, keep the spine long. Don't force yourself down further than it's right for you to go. Couple more breaths here. And then inhale, slowly bring your body back up to vertical. Release your arms. Step your back foot forward. Come back into mountain pose. If you'd like, you can just kind of shake out your arms, especially if you had them in reverse prayer. So now we'll do the other side. So shift the weight. Step the second leg back. The back toes are turned out to the side a little bit. Make sure the distance is appropriate so you can keep your balance. And then bring your arms around behind you. Hold on to the elbows, or if you're able, go into reverse namaste. Open the chest, lean back, gaze up. Stay here for a few breaths. And now take a deep inhalation. And on the exhalation, slowly begin to fold forward over your front leg. Keep the knees straight. Come about halfway or however far is right for your body this day. Stay here for a few breaths. And then to come up, take a breath in and slowly press your feet into the floor, lifting your body back up to neutral. Release your arms, step forward, and back into mountain pose. Shoulders relaxed, face soft. Take a few more breaths. And now we're going to go through the sun salutations. We'll do 3 minis as a warm-up, and then we'll go into the lunge pose and a number of other poses from there. So we'll be doing this very slowly. So I'll walk you through each part of it. So let's begin with hands at the heart center. Anjali Mudra, this is a mudra, or sometimes just called Namaste position. So we're going to inhale and circle the arms out to the side, bring them up overhead, stretch, and then exhale, bend forward from the hips, arms out to the side, coming down into a relaxed forward bend. Now, if you needed a block to do the forward bend, you can place a block by your feet so you don't go down too far. And then on the next inhalation, we glide the hands up the shins until the back is flat, and then exhale, release back into the forward bend. On the inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching, stretching, a slight back bend here, and then exhale and bring the hands back to the start, back to Namaste. And we'll be doing that again. Before we do that, double check that if it was most comfortable for you to do a forward bend, when we did one before, if it helped turn your feet in slightly, then we're still doing a forward bend here. So use that same position for the sun salutation. So let's do the second warm-up. Inhale, circle up, reach and stretch. Exhale, swan dive forward into the forward bend, relaxing down. And then inhale, hands up the shins halfway to a flat back. And exhale, relax back into the forward bend. And then inhale, arms out to the side, stretching, reaching, taking up lots of space. And exhale, hands to the heart. One more. Inhale. Exhale, fold into the forward bend. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms up again, reaching, stretching, and exhaling, hands to namaste. All right, so now we're going to add more poses to it. You've done most of these poses before. Sun salutations is what's called a vinyasa. So that simply means that we're doing one pose after the other rather than taking a pause between, as we usually do. So we'll begin with the forward bend, and then we're going to bring the left leg back into lunge. So hands at the heart, inhale, circle up, reach, stretch. Exhale, swan dive down into the forward bend. Inhale, halfway up, back is flat, fingertips to the mat, step the left leg all the way back into a lunge, and then slowly lower the knee to the mat. Come up if you'd like for a moment, rest your hands on your right thigh, and then inhale, circle up, reach, coming into monkey pose. We've done this before. And then bring the fingertips to the mat. Now we go into plank. So straighten the back leg, step the front leg forward. You're on the balls of your feet, hands directly over the shoulders, and then slowly lower your knees to the floor, belly, chest, and chin. And we go up now into cobra. So inhale, come up into cobra. Exhale, toes under, back through your knees, and then press your sitting bones up into downward facing dog. Spine is long. Adjust the feet so they feel the appropriate distance. Couple breaths. And then inhale and walk your feet forward towards your hands. You're back in your forward bend. And again, inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, reaching, stretching into a back bend. And exhale, palms at the heart. So we do that a second time. And this time we'll do the lunge first with the right side. So adjust your feet for a forward bend and inhale, circle up, reach and stretch. Exhale, swan dive into the forward bend. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Step the right leg back to a lunge. Slowly lower the back knee to the floor. Straighten the back foot. Come up for a moment. Rest your hands, if you like, on your left thigh. And then as you're ready, come into monkey pose, inhaling. Reaching up. Exhale, bring the hands back to the mat. Turn the back foot under. Now we go into plank. So step the left foot, the front foot back into plank. Arms right under the shoulders for support. Fingers pressing into the floor, base of the thumb and forefinger. And then slowly lower belly, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, press up into cobra. Exhale, bend the knees. Turn the feet under, come up into down dog. Pause for a few breaths. And then inhale, walk your feet forward towards your hands, back in the forward bend. And again, inhale halfway, exhale and fold. Inhale, circle the arms up, overhead, reaching, stretching. And exhale. Back to mountain pose and hands at the heart. And I'll repeat the affirmation. You can say it mentally if you like. Salutations to the sun, to the awakening light within, to the dawning of a new consciousness among all beings. So sun salutations are typically done at the dawn to greet the day and welcome the sun for all the wonderful things it gives us, the light, the warmth. But you can do sun salutations anytime. They're a good warm-up pose, and they also help to get your heart rate beating a little faster. So that's one way you can add a little bit of aerobics to your yoga practice. So let's now come down sitting on the mat. And just stretch your legs right out in front of you, coming into staff pose. And we're going to do a forward bend, Janasarasana, half moon pose, head to knee pose. Don't let the name of it scare you. Nobody has to get their head to the knee. It's just kind of going in that direction. So let's go ahead and take the left leg. I'm mirroring you now. And draw it forward. And then go ahead and take the hands in the hollow of the knee and gently move the flesh of the upper calf and the lower thigh toward the other leg. This will make more room in the joint. And then go ahead and slowly bring that leg out to the side. And if there's a lot of distance here between the knee and the floor, you can go ahead and put a blanket or a block under the knee to support it. And then the straight leg, turn that leg in a little bit so there's more weight on the inner heel than the outer heel. And bring the right hand behind you to help keep your spine long. And then take the right arm and bring it across the body and let it rest on the knee or calf or ankle, wherever you can reach. And then drape your pelvis down over the leg without rounding your back. Keep the back long and stay here, breathing. And if you like, you can bring the right arm around then. Hold on to the wrist. Let's take 3 deep breaths. And at this point, if you feel like you could go a little further without strain, then go ahead, take a breath in, lift your belly towards your leg, and then come down just a little further. You can slide your hands forward. And remember, it doesn't matter whether your hands land on your knee or your calf or your ankle or around your foot, you're still doing yoga. So please honor your limits. Do what's right for you today. If you're feeling any tension in the low back, please come up. Take a breath now and inhale. Bring your hands up by your thigh and press back up. And straighten the left leg. Come back sitting in staff pose and breathe. And now let's go ahead and bend the right leg forward. And again, your right hand is in the hollow space below the knee, and you're going to gently press the flesh of the upper calf, the upper leg and the top of the thigh over toward the other leg. And then go ahead and bend that leg down, resting the sole of the foot on the thigh of the left leg. And again, if you need support under this knee, use a block or a folded blanket. And now put the left hand behind you, pressing down lengthening your spine. The front foot turns in a little, so more weight is on the inner heel than the outer heel. The knee turns in a little too. And then inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Bring the right hand around, place it on the outside of the leg, the knee, calf, ankle, wherever you can comfortably reach. And the belly comes forward over the leg, keeping the spine long. And then bring the left hand around. You can hold onto your wrist if you like. Stay here for 3 breaths. And now only if you feel like you can comfortably go further, take a breath in. Lift the belly, bringing the pelvis a little further over the leg, only if that's right for you. Stay here breathing. And affirm left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. Left and right and all around. Life's harmonies are mine. And then inhale, draw your hands back. And straighten your leg. And come back. And rest for a moment in staff pose. Just checking in and noticing how you're feeling. And next we're going to do a twist pose. And this is, I think we did a twist pose on our hips with our legs out to the side in an earlier class. This one is different. This is called Mariattuna 3. So for this pose, I really like to sit on the corner of a blanket. So I'm going to turn my blanket around so I can sit on the corner. Starting in staff pose, and then let's go ahead and bend the left knee, slide it forward, and bring it up so it's in line with your upper thigh and your buttock, but not touching, a little bit of space between them. Then bring your left hand behind you and press down to lengthen you. Slide the right foot and leg forward. So now your right sitting bones are a bit ahead of your left sitting bones, and you have a head start on this twist. So go ahead and take your right arm, wrap your elbow around the leg, and then the left arm is pressing into the floor behind you. So as in the other twist, all the movement is going to occur after the exhalation. So take a deep breath in, exhale all the air out, pull in your belly, and begin to twist. Keep that left leg reaching out, try to keep the shoulders level, and take another deep breath in. Exhale all the air out completely, pull in the navel, and twist a little further. Keep that right leg stretching long. And one more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale all the air out. Pull in the belly. And twist a little more. Stay here, breathing smoothly. And then if it's comfortable, turn your neck towards your left shoulder. Breathing evenly. And affirm, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, slowly release. And come back to staff pose, pausing and checking in with yourself. How are you feeling? How did that twist work for you? And let's do the other side. So bend the right knee again, bring it in line with the back of the thigh and the sitting bones. Wrap the left arm around the right knee. Put the right hand behind you, pressing into the floor, and then stretch the left leg forward. So again, the left sitting bones are in front of the right sitting bones, and it gives you a head start on the twist. So let's inhale, lengthen. Exhale all the air out, pull in the belly, and twist to the right. And another deep inhalation. Exhale all the air out, pull in the belly, and twist a little more. Another slow, deep breath. Exhale all the air out, pull in the belly, and final time, twist. And now, if it's comfortable for your neck, turn your head, gaze over your right shoulder, take a few breaths, and affirm, I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. And then inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Slowly release. Coming back to a neutral position. Coming back to staff pose. So we'll do another pose before we get ready for Shavasana. I'm going to grab a drink. You might want to get a drink of water yourself. And if you don't have a water bottle with you during class, make sure you drink after class. It's important to stay hydrated. So we're going to do a back bending pose. And for this one, I'm not going to rest my head on the blanket. This pose is called fish pose. So I'll show you what it looks like. We lie down flat. And the palms are facing down, hands close to the buttocks. And then you bring your elbows close to your body. Press down on the elbows and lift your torso and your head up. And then very gently lower the back top of the head down to rest on the ground. And stay here for a few breaths. This opens your chest so you can breathe through your entire lungs. Front, back, side lungs, lots of breathing. Keep the breath smooth. The affirmation, my spirit floats on waves of cosmic light. My spirit floats on waves of cosmic light. And to come out of the pose, again, press your elbows firmly into the floor. Lift your torso and your head. And then slowly round down onto your mat. And if you like, you can stay here and get ready for relaxation pose. Or if you'd like to get a drink of water or adjust your props before you go into Shavasana, take a moment to do that first. So as you're ready, come lying on your back. Get as comfortable as you can. Make sure the weight is divided evenly between the left and the right sides of your body. Take a moment to bring your shoulder blades down your back and then tuck the shoulder blades under a little bit for support. Allow your arms to be away from your body. Space in the armpits to allow breathing into the side lungs. Palms facing up. Have your legs separated enough that the inner legs aren't touching. And then take a breath. And exhale it out. And now bring your awareness to your left leg. And lift that leg up off the floor just half an inch. And then let it relax and let it just flop. And we'll do the same with the right leg. Don't lift it very far. You don't want to hurt your heel coming down. It's just a very gentle flop. So deep breath in. Lift the right leg. And then exhale, let it relax and let it flop back to the floor. And now the left arm. Lift the left arm up half an inch only. And then exhale and let it flop back to the floor. Lift the right arm again, just half an inch, just a little bit. And then exhale and just let it drop. Feel your arms and your legs relaxed. And now tighten the muscles of your hips, buttocks, lower abdominal area, and squeeze and hold. And then let everything relax on your exhalation. And continue relaxing the mid-back, the upper back, right shoulder, and left shoulder. Relax the back of your head and the top of your head. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax your cheeks and your ears. Relax the upper lip and the lower lip. Relax the inside of your mouth. And relax your tongue, letting it rest comfortably on your palate. And then begin to bring your awareness back to your breathing. Just a normal breathing pattern, or if you like, you can try doing the Samavritti breath again if that was relaxing for you. And I'll repeat the affirmation. You can say it silently if you like. Bones, muscles, movement. I surrender now. Anxiety, elation, depression, churning thoughts. All these I give into the hands of peace. And rest, relaxed, peaceful, for a few moments longer. I'll ring the bell 3 times to bring you out. Now very slowly, without disturbing your relaxation, begin to notice the sensations of your body. Feel yourself lying here comfortably on your mat. Begin to become aware of your surroundings, the floor you're lying on, the walls surrounding you, the ceiling above you. And then perhaps just move your fingers and toes a little bit to just continue waking the body. And then take a deep breath in, and on your exhalation, press your lower back into the mat. Turn your legs so that the knees point directly toward the ceiling. And then slowly bring the right leg toward you, and then the left leg toward you. So your knees are now bent. And take a deep inhalation. And on the exhalation, keeping your back pressed into the floor, slowly begin to roll to one side and allow your head to rest on your lower arm, folded arm, and stay in this position for a few more breaths, for a period of transition. And as you're ready to come up, place the palm of your top hand into the floor and gently press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. And now, close your eyes and take 3 slow, deep breaths. And now let's bring our hands to the heart center. Namaste. Thank you for doing yoga with me, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Try getting up slowly as you leave to go on to your next activity. Try to hold on to the calmness, peace that you've created for yourself.